So you have to wonder, is it possible that the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys, that it's giving off mega clues as to be able to predict the future for the primary market for Star Wars Hot Toys? We're going to dive into that within this episode for sure. And what about these low stock warnings and these eventual wait lists that are going on as well? Are we going to have to execute pre order 66, baby? And lastly, the Attack of the Clones Wave 2. The Attack of the Clones Wave 3. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I have heard from the Hot Toys Wizard, baby. Are they all going to be exclusives? Just like this Cantina House Blend coffee is exclusive. And it's so delicious. Can you smell it? Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at Six Scale Cantina, soon to be Aries Cantina. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so very much appreciate your support. And while you're at it, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you so much for your support. So let's go ahead and dive right into all of this. Look, it's very, very interesting right now within the secondary market and the primary market when it comes to six scale figures, particularly when it comes to Hot Toys. And I think that we can tie all of this in together and continue to kind of get some foresight as to what the near future, anyway, may hold for both markets. So let's go ahead and go right to sixscalecantina.com. If you don't have sixscalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. It has all the latest information on Star Wars Hot Toys and the secondary market, figures that are trending up, figures that are trending down, whatever the prices of the figures are, even if they're steady from the highest ranked to the lowest ranked figures. You've got the biggest mover section, which shows you all of the figures for a particular 2-week stand that are trending up or down the most. We're going to look at that in just a second here. And of course, you got the market value chart, which just gives you all of the prices within the secondary market. What a fun and handy dandy tool, let me tell you. But sixscalecantina.com also gives you all the latest on the primary market, anything going on with Star Wars and Hot Toys, plus Six Scale Cantina, baby. Including, if you look on your screen here, look what's coming up tomorrow. Right below here, it is Six Scale Raw. And what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi goes live and raw on you? Well, you're gonna find out tomorrow. We have got a hot, full-packed all-star panel, as we always do, within the cantina tomorrow. And look at that. Aries' most wanted, top 10 most wanted Star Wars Hot Toys. You're seeing a couple of images on that banner right here. And you have to wonder, can you guess my number one as I count down from 10 to 1 with the panel tomorrow? And I say, no, you won't be able to guess my number one most wanted Star Wars Hot Toy. Heck, I don't even think you're going to be able to guess my top 3. I know you're going to be able to guess some of them. Is it the Frog Lady? You have to wonder. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the biggest mover section. and see what is going on this week when it comes to Star Wars and Hot Toys. And putting this up onto the screen right below my face, you see the first two rows right there. Let's go through these. Leia A New Hope, Leia Hoth. Hot, hot, hot. All the Princess Leias, all the Carrie Fishers in the secondary market are just on fire right now. Darkside Anakin continues to go down to Earth. Again, I project this to be somewhere between $750 and $800 tier range when it's all said and done, as I've been talking about over the last month. But I do believe that with the Darkside Anakin, probably next year, and especially when The Mandalorian Season 3 starts to air, and especially with this, and coming on the heels of the Ahsoka series, this figure will rise up again. But right now, trending down, but again, $750, $800, not so down, just a little bit back down to Tatooine, baby. Arena Suit Boba Fett continues to climb up. Tarkin Invader is continuing to be hot. Chrome Clone Trooper continues to be hot. Look at that, Boba Fett. Return of the Jedi Deluxe down. Anakin Skywalker Revenge of the Sith up. Emperor is up. Obi-Wan Forget About It. Luke Stormtrooper down. So what's going on with all of this here? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this real quickly. Going to the Arena Suit Boba Fett, as I know many of you are always interested what's going on with that piece, what's going on with the Chrome Clone Trooper as well. You can see right here with the Arena Suit Boba Fett just back from November 6th and used, had 10 bids, $430. Are you kidding me? $430 for this particular figure. Outstanding seller. 74 feedback and all 100% positive. Free shipping, but not including taxes. Wow. And when you pull everything up, Arena Suit Boba Fett now, and even a vast difference from last week, as I pull these prices up onto the screen, you see one that's ongoing with over 6 days left already bid up to $298, not including the $30 in shipping. Unbelievable. But they're all like $600. Close to even $470 from Malaysia. Goodness, $500, $800, $600, $700, $600, $550, not including the 54 in shipping. So $600, $600, $500. That's where this is going, folks. That's exactly where this one is going. And I predicted that it would be up close to the $450 tier range soon. But honestly, when you're looking at that, is it possible that this will break the $500 tier range even before the end of this year? And I say we're going to have to keep an eye on it. It certainly will break the $500 tier range before the end of this year. I think it quite possibly can. It's certainly on a trajectory where it's up and up and up with this particular Arena Suit Boba Fett. Let's just actually go see what the market price is here at 6scalecantina.com. So let's get away from the biggest mover section and let's actually go to the market value chart. And you could always click on the current value column within the market value chart. Click on that arrow twice, and it'll give you the highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked figures, which I just did now. Or you can just type in that little search box above it the name of the figure, and sometimes you don't even got to type all of it. I just put an Arena, and everything Arena pops up, and I'll scroll this down below my picture, and you can see right there. Now $440 and rising. Wow, CMS 011, now just $10 away from the $450 tier range. Will this figure hit $500 tier range? And I say yes. Will it hit the $550 tier range? Yes. Will it breach eventually the $600 tier range? Yes. I believe that this one is even more rare than the animated Boba Fett, which they absolutely produced far more of. And I actually think that whether it's in the short run or the long run, this particular figure will surpass the animated Boba Fett for sure. So we have already seen the biggest movers. Let's go to some of these other ones. When you go to the Chrome Clone Trooper that comes with the two helmets, it is continuing rising. You're seeing still from Tim Cent, $323. And, of course, from Toys for Adults, $321. And most of the other prices, honestly, are just well over that price. 350, 355, 400, 300, 320, 360 here, 335, 350, usually right around 350 when it's coming with the shipper box here at the States. And this right now in the market value chart, I could tell you, is at $323 and continuing to rise. You could check it out at 6 Scale Cantina. How about Leia? How about all the Leias? And my goodness gracious, again, I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. And here's Leia A New Hope. And pulling this up, and just back from October 23rd, $610, not including the $28.75 in shipping, not including taxes. Go ahead, baby. Do the math. Look at this seller with all the pictures that they're putting up on this particular figure. And you know that I love sellers that are really going to tell the whole story. Gosh, if a picture paints 1,000 words, good job here from this seller. And going to more Leia, I can pull one up that is ongoing of A New Hope. And wow, honestly, with 6 days and 15 hours left, another outstanding seller, almost 50 feedback, but all 100% positive. Already $373 US, already has 22 bids, and already that's not including the $41.64 in US shipping. Well over $410 already. And this figure is going to sell massively, and the condition is new, baby. Wow. And we can go ahead and go to more of these Leias here. You can look at this one, pulling this up onto the screen. And here's a Leia Hoth, okay? Now here's the interesting thing about this Leia Hoth. It has 8 days and change remaining. And it already has 37 bids. Great seller. 185, all 100% positive. $350 with 37 bids. 37 bids, 33 watchers, not including the $24 in shipping, 375. Whether this is a buyer's market or a seller's market, it's kind of right in the middle. It's definitely more of a buyer's market right now than what it was. But when it comes to Leia Organa, let me tell you something, baby. If you're trying to get this figure, which I have my art box right here, as you can see, I got this one from a seller we all know, Hawk Wars Toys. I'll show you one of his listings in a minute. But if you're looking for one of these type of Grail type of figures, I could tell you from my experience, baby. Was I happy with this purchase, that the outfit was all white? Did my heart rest once I was able to open this up and see that it was spick-span perfect? And I say yes. Again, shout out to Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. But man, oh man, let's actually pull up one of his right now. And you can see this up on the screen. And that is Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. And right now, goodness gracious, and you saw where that Hawthorne was heading. And this is $550 from Ray at Hawk Wars. Look at that feedback now, 1363. Do I need to mention all 100% positive? But right now, it looks like you got a 25% code in there. And you also got to make an offer. Goodness gracious, 14 watchers on this baby already. And I don't even have to tell you that there are pictures of this sucker within here. You could take a look right here on the screen right now. Reach out to Ray at Hawk Wars if you want any of that stuff. You could always tell him that the Dark Jedi sent you, baby. But Leia is on fire. Let's continue to move on. And what about Han and Chewie from A New Hope, which trended down a little bit and then leveled off, still at the $1,000 tier range, and pulling this up onto the screen. And you can see here, it's brand new. It's with a great seller with all 100% positive feedback. This is brand new, never opened. And you can see here, $1,500 with one bid. But someone's looking to pay $1,500. And of course, the really, really affordable shipping at $9.99. Let's pause and drink to the shipping. Makes that $1,500 oh so much better. Oh my goodness. Again, this figure, obviously right now in this market, can you get this set shipped, taxes, and shipped for $1,000? The market value average, and I say yes, but still, hard when it's brand new, but a little bit more, 900 you could get it, 1,000 when it's used, but very interesting right now. Some of these legacy figures are what they are. Pulling this up onto the screen, you can see here an Emperor pulling this up, rising up in the secondary market. And gosh, 21 bits just back from Halloween, baby, October 31st. $709.75. Wow. Free shipping. Another great, great deal on the free shipping. Again, pictures go a long, long way to be able to see the figure and see what's going on. There's your famous shipping box for this item. Wow, wow, wow. So, with some of these items in the secondary market, even though the secondary market is very, very, very slow right now, and it is slow as molasses, and it definitely weighs more towards a buyer's market right now. Make no mistake about it. Not a whole lot is up for sale. Not a whole lot is selling. And when it is selling, it's selling at the cheap prices. Collectors right now are buying cheap and looking for cheap. They want to buy. These figures are in demand. They're absolutely in demand. But right now, gasoline is more in demand. Right now, commodities like coffee are more in demand. Paying the electric bill, the gas bill, the water and sewage bill, the utilities, putting food on the table. That's more in demand than these figures right now for sure. You're seeing it in the secondary market, and retailers are sure as heck feeling it and seeing it within the primary market, which is how we're going to tie this all in, baby. And let's go take a look, actually, at some case in points. While there are figures sitting in stock at all kinds of retailers, when you go on to something like eBay, let's go take a look. Because there are figures that are trending down. I'll show you those in a minute. Figures that aren't doing good, like the Leia from A New Hope or from Empire Strikes Back, like the Emperor from The Return of the Jedi, like Han and Chewbacca from A New Hope. There are figures, and even OT figures, they're not immune to it, that are just doing junky right now for sellers. Great for us buyers within the secondary market. But believe it or not, when you're seeing some of these figures that are in stock that are actually not really secondary market figures yet, They're hot. They're hot, hot, hot in the secondary market because collectors are being very close to the vest on being able to let go of their money, which is very, very precious in a downtrodden global economic economy. Let me bring up some case in points here. Pulling this up on the screen. No one's buying the Tusken Raider. Well, in the secondary market they are. They're looking for a deal on it. You've got 20 watchers right here. This is an outstanding seller. Already has 6 bids, and it's bid all the way up to $177 and a half there with 20 watchers already, not including the $12.75. People want this figure. They just don't want to pay the retail price for it. Let's go to some more. And pulling this up onto the screen, let's take a look at, pulling this right here. I don't want to lose my spot. I'm going to show you another example. And here's a Boba Fett 2-pack. That Boba Fett 2-pack is looking to move. 22 bids. $157.50. Already has 26 watchers. People are looking to get a deal on the Boba Fett 2-pack. Let's go to more Boba Fett 2-packs. Here's another one, completely separate auction. Okay? And already has 14 bids and 36 watchers. Just people trying to get a deal on it. They don't want to pay the retail price for these figures that aren't grails yet. Let's continue to go to more. Let's go to a Beskar Mandalorian. Nobody wants that, right? No, they do. They absolutely do. Even the deluxe one that's up right now with certain retailers already has a bunch of bids on it with 26 watchers. Again, looking to get a deal on this particular figure. Let's go ahead and go to some more. How about the Blurrgan Mando? And absolutely, you can see right here with 17 whopping bids. Buy it now for $565, but a lot of and 37 watchers for the Blurg. And really, what you're seeing here, and I can go on and on and on. On and on and on about figures that are in stock right now and that are available at a bunch of retailers and are very, very heavy and are moving day after day after day within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys, just with collectors trying to get a lower deal, a discount on it. Why? Because there's not enough money to go around these days because the economy is bad. There's not enough money to go around. You're seeing it in the secondary market. That's why you're not having a bunch of sellers put up a bunch of grails right now because they're not getting everything that they want out of a lot of these figures. Many times right now, and I would say 50% of the time with 50% of the figures, they're going on the lower spectrum of the market value chart average. So for instance, if a figure averages $400 within the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com, that means sometimes it sells, for instance, at $300. Sometimes it sells at $500. I'm seeing lately, a lot more times than not, it's selling at $300, the lower end of the average. Why? Because there's just not a lot of money right now. People are being close to the vest. A lot of sellers are seeing that, and they're holding back from listing. But a lot of sellers that have a lot of these grail type of figures, make no mistake about it, they could sit on that stock for a little bit when they buy collections or they have these figures that they want to sell. There's no necessarily an urgent need to get rid of those. But you have to wonder, are retailers that have non-grail figures or figures that just get released or figures that they just have abundance of stock on, are they having difficulty unloading these? And I say, yes. I'm just showing you there. You got a bunch of people trying to get a Boba Fett 2-pack off on the secondary market, trying to get the Beskar Mando Deluxe out in the secondary market, trying to get the Lando Calrissian, the Tusken Raider, the Captain Rex in the secondary market. It's not that they don't want the figure. You're seeing 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 bids on these suckers, but they want it for $25 less, $45 less, $75 less. As less and as little as one could get it. And, and then obviously there's certain figures, like this one right here. We talked about how this one is trending up. Sure, there's only one Emperor. This is the Return of the Jedi Emperor. It's one of the most iconic scenes, the ending, the last part of Return of the Jedi, watching Luke interact with the Emperor and Darth Vader. This figure is always going to, at this point with Star Wars and how hot it is, attract a lot of attention. Leia, a lot of those original trilogy figures attract a lot of attention. Stay strong within the secondary market. Sometimes rise up, like you're seeing with the Leia A New Hope. Like you're seeing with this figure on the screen. Like you're seeing with the Han and Chewbacca 2-pack. With the Tarkin and Vader 2-pack. But in this economy, not everything goes up. Not everything at all. And I'm going to bring up some other ones here onto the screen right now. And let's actually go to some of the stuff that's not hot in the secondary market. So, here. And you're going to say, Aries, how is this not hot? Because this is basically over $400. I get it. I understand. But it's still cheap for this figure. November 4th, $380. 8 bids for a Luke Trooper. And it's new. And not including the near $29 in shipping. So I get it. Okay, $410, not including, taxes. I get it. But well into the 400s. But still, not $500-something. Not at the upper end of the market value chart spectrum. And it's not like it's going for $250 of the retail price by any means, but it's just not right now. Some of these figures, it's what it is. Look at this one right here, $425. And yes, this is actually the same seller, but it's a different figure. This is more of the overseas exclusive. You can see it right here. 2 different figures. $425. A lot of bids, not including the near $29 in shipping. Again, though, not $500-something. So right now, you're seeing this with some of these figures. For sure. I can pull up this Vader Empire Strikes Back 40th. And again, this is a future grail in the 40th packaging. Make no mistake about it. But right now, just $335. What you're saying, Aries, just $335. Still, that's not $435. Or not the $475 where sometimes this was selling at during the Obi-Wan series. And again, 40 bids, not including the $26.30 in shipping. But it's on the low end. And some of these are trending down. And I can give you more of these. I mean, just look at the Vader not in the 40th packaging, which is a near $400 figure. And right now, just $305 in this economy. From November 5th. And you see 26 bids. Outstanding seller. 185, all 100% positive, and free shipping. So $305. Wow. Wow. Again, I'm seeing a lot of that, to be quite honest with you. I can pull up another one here. Let's pull up Fett. And this with this base usually goes somewhere around $500 or $450. $326.77 with 39 bids for a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett with the Sarlacc pit. Are you kidding me? And I read the description, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this piece. I get it's used, but that really doesn't matter all too much with this kind of grail piece right here. But can you get some grails right now? Look at those pictures. At good prices if you exercise patience. And I say yes. So, again, that's what I'm seeing right now within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And then again, you're going to be like, oh, good, I'm going to go look for like a Dooku then because that's a grail. Well, then when you do, then you can look at this one here, which just ended, and pull this up onto the screen. And again, maybe a little bit on the shorter end of the spectrum, but $355, but that's 76 in shipping. So take 50 off that. So $405, then add 25 in shipping. So $430, then you got to add the taxes. Again, a little bit more, not all the way on the lower end of the average. What is this, like 430 of the market value chart? So pretty much right there, a little bit lower. But it's right now, I absolutely recommend going ahead and using patience right now when you go ahead and shop within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. There are deals to be had. There are bargains to be found. A lot of sellers end their auctions sometimes in the middle of the night, in the wee hours of the night when people are sleeping, or sometimes before 5 o'clock p.m. during the week when people are still in working hours, East Coast, West Coast. Sometimes you're able to find good deals right now. There's not a whole lot for sale right now because it's not a seller's market right now. It's a downtrodden economy for sure. Which brings me to the second point of this particular second segment of this particular show here. Attack of the Grails, as you can see on the screen. What do I mean of that? I'm just giving you mega clues here in the secondary market. If no one's buying in the secondary market, and sellers know that they have to hold on right now to what they got, because until this economy breaks, is the same knowledge also known from retail sellers with the current figures within the primary market? And I say yes, which is why you're seeing what you're seeing. Execute pre-order 66? Absolutely. Looking at this banner right here that we have up on the screen, you see Cad Bane to your right. You see R2 and 3PO on your left. Are these particular figures going to get in stock? And more importantly, sit in stock because people wouldn't be able to buy them in this economy? And I say yes. If retailers continued to pre-order these figures, to put out POs in the amounts that they were, I don't care if it's Cad Bane, I don't care if it's the DX28, I don't care if it's 3PO. It will sit in stock just like Lando. It'll sit in stock just like a Tusken Raider. It will absolutely sit in stock. There's not enough money to go around right now. So what is being done? We're executing pre-order 66. It's a whole new way of manufacturing, producing, distributing, and selling Hot Toys figures, in my view. You want to talk about clones? They're going to clone many variations of Cad Bane. They're going to clone many variations of C-3PO. This is already your third variation of R2-D2, right? I think that's 3. Return of the Jedi anniversary is next year. You're about to have 4 with him. They also didn't come out with the R2-D2 from The Mandalorian yet, which they're going to do. That'll be 5. Will there be 5 variations of C-3PO? Absolutely. Will there be more variations of Cad Bane? Absolutely. When you look at these particular figures here, I'm going to go ahead and pull some stuff up onto the screen for you. And let's go ahead and pull up this wonderful figure here of Cad Bane. Love looking at these prototype photos. I cannot wait to get this particular figure for sure. Blowing this up onto the screen, you can see Cad Bane in all his glory. right here up on the screen. Absolutely beautiful. There's not a chance in this economy right now that retail sellers are going to overstock on this particular figure. You can't even get Luke Stormtroopers right now to sell at the market value price. You can't even get Boba Fett, Return of the Jedi with the Sarlacc pit to sell at the price. Sure, you get Leia New Hopes. Sure, you get some of those figures right now. There's ebbs and flows. It's what it is. But right now, these retailers understand what they're going to be able to sell is what was committed in pre-orders. What was committed in pre-order sales. And sure, there's always going to be, whether it's a bad economy or a good economy, a pool of collectors who cancel these pre-orders. That's a given. Is it possible that that is the only stock that retailers in this economy want to be committed to right now for the year of 2023? And I say yes. If I'm a distributor and I had a choice, like I had to make a hard choice right now. Do I want 5,000 extra of these Cad Banes sitting in stock beyond my pre-orders? Beyond my pre-orders. Beyond my pre-orders to customers. Beyond my pre-orders to official distributors under me that I sell to as well. Beyond all those, do I want 5,000 extra? And I say no. But would I be committed to selling an extra 5,000 Cad Bane of another variation? And I say yes, because I'm sure as heck going to sell 5,000 or so pre-orders for a different variation of Cad Bane. I'd be more game for that than I would be for sitting on 5,000 extra. And that's the same thing when you look at this particular figure right here. Both of these. This is the Attack of the Clones. R2-D2 and C-3PO. Would you look at that magnificence? Absolute magnificence. Would I rather sit on an extra 5,000 Attack of the Clones 3POs beyond my pre-orders? Not only to my customers, but to my official distributors under me, for instance. Would I want an extra 5,000 on top of that? Even though it's 3PO? And I say, no, I wouldn't. Would I take an extra 5,000 on top of these of C-3PO with the red arm from The Force Awakens that they teased? Yeah, I would. Would I take from A New Hope? Yeah, I would. Sure. I'll take different from Empire Strikes Back, in pieces. Sure. Because those will sell. So really, folks, when you're really looking at stuff like this right now, is it possible on the heels of my last show that we are moving into a pre-order only model, at the very least during this poor economy? And I say yes, in a way. Which is what this Attack of the Grails is. What have I been talking about since I started this channel, basically? More and more announcements. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. Why? Because you got to get volume. Why? Because they're just not selling as many right now. Whether it's in the secondary market, whether it's in the primary market, any market. It's just no one's got the dough right now. And so you're going to see many, many variations. You're going to see so many different C-3POs. You're going to see so many different Cad Banes. So many different ones. They're just in this economy not really going to be able to move 10,000 of him. but probably could move a few thousand in different variations at a time. Look, they do this with other collectibles. I'll bring up hats. Here's the Yankees. This is a regular Yankee hat. Variation. This is an awake version. Subway Series. Beautiful hat. Has a Subway Series patch right here. Green underbrim, but regular. Navy Yankees hat. Boom. Here you go. Here's another one. Yankees hat. Same type of thing. What is the difference here? Really nothing. These are both wool. This one has a gray bottom, paint job. This one has World Series patches. Otherwise, it's the same damn thing. Right here. Same thing. I can give you other examples. Let's look at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here you go. Pittsburgh Pirates. There you go. But then here's another Pittsburgh Pirates. They're both Pittsburgh Pirates. Different variations, different color jobs, different use of the same darn thing. Let's go to the San Francisco Giants. Here's your San Francisco Giants. Nice. Here's another San Francisco Giants. Same damn thing. And is that going to happen with C-3PO? Yes. Is that going to happen with Lando? Oh, yeah, it will. Say what you want about the Lando app. They ordered way too many of those. And it will be a grail in the years to come. But if you think that they're going to be afraid to make 1,500 General Landos from Return of the Jedi for that next year, for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, think again, because they absolutely will. They're just not going to make. They're going to make 10 times as less. But they're going to reuse that mold for sure. Same thing when it comes to these DX-28s. The Darth Vaders. The DX-27. Obi-Wans. Different variations of that Ewan McGregor new head sculpt that they put in. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And not just to reuse it. Because they're only going to sell with this economy so many of those Obi-Wan Deluxes. So, whereas in a much better economy, they could sell more. If they were going to sell 30,000, now they only can sell 10,000. How do they get back up to 30,000? Well, that means they need another variation. Okay, a 2.0. That's 20,000. Okay? So now you're almost at 30, but you're still 33% less. So here's your 1.0. Here's your 2.0. Now you need a 3.0. Okay, here you go. Now all of a sudden you're back at 30,000. And sometimes you could squeeze in an extra 1,000 or two with that, so you're winding up being ahead of the game than even where you were. And all at the same time, some of these official distributors make more money than they were in the past because they're selling way more pre-orders and not having to sit on stock. And then Hot Toys makes more because they get to put out more variations. Have you ever heard of a variation of Hot Toys yet that, unless it's an exclusive, that's not going to be sold, or we're not going to sell that? No. They could come out, they could announce 5 different Darth Vaders tomorrow. And they're not going to be like, oh, well, we don't want the 4th and 5th one. We're only going to sell 1, 2. They'll sell all of them. They may only buy or commit to purchase ordering 1,500 of each, but they'll go ahead and do it. So, with all of that being said, let's go to the third and final segment of this particular episode of the Market Value Chart Show. Let's go back to Sideshow. And I'm going to pull up my cart right now that I put these figures into. And let's take a look at what's going on here. A lot of these are all Wave 1 of the Attack of the Clones. So I got the Battle Droid for $190, which is a troop builder. And I pointed this out the last show. And if I wanted to go ahead and add as many in the cart, I could only add 3. Commander Appo, which is a clone, with the Bark Speeder, putting that into the cart, I could only add 2. Clone Trooper, just a straight Clone Trooper, with the Attack of the Clone packaging from Wave 1, I could only add 3 to the cart. C-3PO himself, I can only add 3 to the cart. Let's go to the Clone Pilot at $235. I could only add 3 to the cart. And you have to wonder, why can I only add certain amounts of these figures from Wave 1 into the cart? Is it because that the volume of production is similar to that of exclusivity? And I say yes. There's not a chance in the world that we're going to be sitting on mega years of the Battle Droid, or Commander Appo, or the Clone Trooper, or this version of 3PO, which is not, quite frankly, the most greatly desired version of C3PO, and this clone pilot. It's just not going to happen. And it's very, very telling when you look at this. And when you talk about C3PO, again, do I think that they would rather have a different version of C3PO to maybe put 5,000 in stock of than having 5,000 in stock of? Absolutely. Same thing with the clone pilot. Same thing with that clone trooper. Same thing with Commander Appo. Same thing with the battle droid. Look, you still got the armorer for sale. You still have the armorer for sale. And that was an exclusive. She's for sale. With like $5 shipping. And sometimes you get 10% off or 25% off or whatever it is. I mean, you get great deals on her right now. She was an exclusive. Why isn't the arena suit Boba Fett in stock? Oh, because they just sold so many more Boba Fett's. I don't know if I agree with that. Armor's pretty hot. It's the only armor you can get, and she's very pivotal in The Mandalorian. I personally think that they just made way too many of the armor. And they thought that because she was pivotal to The Mandalorian that she would sell like The Mandalorian, and it just didn't work out that way. Especially in this economy. Like I said, even some of the OT figures are hard to move right now in this economy in the secondary market. As I pointed out earlier, you could sit on that stock for a little bit, but on this other stock that you're buying boatloads and boatloads of, you can't afford to sit on it. So I don't really care if it's the Attack of the Clones Wave 1, Attack of the Clones Wave 2, Attack of the Clones Wave 42, whether it's the DX28, the DX27, the DX29, the DX30, or whatever it is, they're just not going to sit in stock with it. Like Mace Windu said in the Attack of the Clones, this party's over. And is that true? And I say yes. And I actually think what's going to wind up happening, even when this economy heals, which it will, even when things start getting back to normal and start getting better, which it will, is there going to be an undiscovered country? I think so. An undiscovered way of things. I really, really believe that. Just like going through COVID. We've discovered the benefits of being able to work remotely in some cases. And some of that is going to stay in place forever. And you have to wonder, is it possible that going to a pre-order type of model where you're not going to keep so much stock in, even in a robust and healthy economy, something that they're going to stick with? And I say, in a way, yes. Discover new territory. Discover new ways. And I think that the way is more announcements, less production of each one of those announcements. We did get surprised with not only one, not only two, not only three, not only four, but 5 on May 4th from Attack of the Clones. You just can't order very many of them. And I think when you get the next wave of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to be pretty much a similar story. And then you might get a wave 3 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this is the way to make money right now. And maybe the only way to be able to make money with these toys right now. But maybe that's the way to make money with these toys when the economy gets better? You have to wonder. Please go ahead and smash that like button if you like what you watched here today. And don't forget to subscribe here to Six Scale Cantina, Aries Cantina. Again, I very much appreciate your support. Please remember, I will be live tomorrow, November 7th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, with 6th Scale Raw. Goodness gracious, bringing that back up onto the screen. I'm going to show you the banner for that show coming up tomorrow. We're going to have an all-star panel in the house. There it is, the banner up on the screen. You can go to sixscalecantina.com, click on it, and put the little notification button up when we go live tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Or you can go ahead and just go to the channel and get ready for it there. And if you liked what you watched here today, you absolutely may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. I will tell you right now, and I am going to be putting out a couple of new Cantina episodes, Cantina Insider episodes. But I really wanted my insiders and my members to really digest this one below. I've been sticking on this one here for a couple of weeks already, waitlist alerts. Because what this is about not being concerned about waitlist alerts. Why it doesn't really matter. And why it's actually going to set you free in the collecting world. You absolutely need to watch this. If you'd like, just go ahead, click on the little join button within the channel, see everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from it, you're going to get shows like this one down in here. I got a bunch of other ones coming out. I just got the Hot Toys Echo, and I'm going to be doing an unboxing, crazy unboxing on that. I'm going to be doing another live show and another heightened analysis, expanded analysis also on Insiders. Again, if you didn't watch this one yet, go ahead and check that out, and then get ready for a plethora of other shows as a Cantina Insider. Do appreciate your support. You see all the banners on that side of the screen for sure. Follow me on Facebook. I got the link to my social media in the video description below. Follow me on Instagram. I got the link to that within the video description below. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from Six Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Thank you.